I can really make this car soft. And I like soft because I'm not 18 anymore and I'm not driving a lowered BMW anymore. So I like to be able to put the car in super soft. Hi, hello, and good morning. Today it is a sunny day up here in Trondheim, or at least the sun is out and it's not that foggy, or I mean cloudy. It's not foggy at all. It's not that cloudy. So I thought I would make a video about why actually I bought an XC90, because many guys my age, probably if they had this type of money to spend on a car, they would probably get a sports sedan or a sports car or something like performance oriented. But I got a big old SUV with a diesel engine, so I thought I would go in depth and tell you guys actually why I've got this car. This car is really comfortable. I mean, it's big, you got a lot of space, you got big soft leather seats, and this car is equipped with air suspension, so I can put it into super soft mode. I don't have to always have a rough ride, even though it's on 20-inch rims. I don't have a bouncy and bumpy and harsh ride all the time. I can just put it in comfort mode. I can put the steering in soft and the throttle response in soft, everything in soft. So I can really make this car soft. And I like soft because I'm not 18 anymore and I'm not driving a lowered BMW anymore. So I like to be able to put the car in super soft. I'm done with hard cars or harsh cars with hard suspension. Do I love sports cars? Of course I do. Do I want a 911 more than anything, or maybe a Ferrari 458? But for everyday drive, a big soft SUV with lots of space, and you know, I've got elbow space here, I've got a big armrest here, I got a console here where I've just got a lot of space to put drinks and all kinds of stuff. Other than being really comfortable and really soft, this car is really quiet, so I guess that also goes towards the comfort of this car, is how quiet it is. And there, that car just passed and you can hear it. And I don't know if you can hear this, but this is, it's 0 degrees centigrade outside. The engine is cold and it's a diesel. I can barely hear. I mean, it's not even louder than the heater or the fan. It's really quiet, and yeah, there really isn't any vibration at all. You can barely hear that this is a 4-cylinder. There's a little bit more vibration than the V6, but I mean, the difference is really small. Would I like a V6 diesel? Yes. It's much more heavy, and the performance gains you lose with the added weight, and the car gets nose heavy. I mean, amazingly, this Volvo XC90 has a 52-48 weight distribution. I mean, that's like the same as the BMW X5. Another reason I really love SUVs and big SUVs is because they have this, especially like a car with it like this with the air suspension and terrain mode, you can lift it up. It has this go anywhere ability, and I'm not talking about in the sense that I'm going off trails and, you know, rocky off-roading and like really hard stuff, but here in Norway we have a lot of old cities which were never built for cars. I mean, that was a really big truck. Like, that's really close. Like this place here, this street here was never built for traffic. I mean, that truck there was never supposed to be there. That big truck in front here was never supposed to be in this street. You know, when the people built this this place like many hundred years ago or centuries ago, they never could have thought about the transportation machines we had today. So many cities have really bad roads. I mean, it's like driving in the woods with rocks and sticks and stuff like that. So having an SUV is quite practical. I mean, you can just drive through a city without thinking about, you know, scratching your front bumper or ruining your car. And here in Norway also we have many months of winter, many places around in Norway. Where I'm from in Bergen, we seldom have snow, but now I'm about 500-600 miles north up in Trondheim, and here they have snow and they have winter. And today I'm going on a drive about like 90 miles further north, where it's going to be even colder and even more snow. So having four-wheel drive and high ground clearance is just practical. I mean, like if you live in LA or if you live in London or if you live in Dubai, a big and tall SUV, it's just probably a fashion statement, right? You drive it because you look cool, you drive it because it's big, but not because it's practical. You don't need high ground clearance in Dubai or LA or London. I've told you why I bought an SUV, why I bought a full-size, big, mid-size, big luxury SUV, but I never told you why I specifically bought the XC90 instead of the competitors. And that's simply because I drove everything, and in my opinion, you're entitled to your opinion, and your opinion might be different than mine, but in my opinion, this is the best or one of the best SUVs in its class. I'm using this car mostly for work, driving it about in a year 30,000 miles, a little more than 30,000 miles a year across Norway. So I needed something with a lot of space, because when I'm traveling, I'm away for a month at a time. We need room for our suitcases, clothes, shoes, all kinds of stuff. And when you're traveling for a month, you bring a lot of stuff with you, and that's why I needed a car that was big enough. In the old car, the Tiguan, we filled all our stuff until the back seat. So we used the back seat for suitcases and clothes and shoes and all other types of belongings. But now, as you can see, there's nothing in the back seat. Everything fits in the trunk of the XC90, and that's one of the reasons why I chose this car, because it's big enough to fit all of the belongings. The X5 is about the same size, the Q7 is about the same size, but when driving all the cars back to back, I found the XC90 just to be a better balance of comfort and sport than both those cars. And this car has by far the nicest interior out of those two choices. And it also, in this car, you sit a bit higher, so you sit the same height as like in a Range Rover Sport or a Range Rover. So you get that really commanding view. In an X5, you sit a bit lower. It's not much, but you notice it. And in the new Q7, you sit quite a bit lower. I mean, I drove the Q7, it's a nice car. The one I drove had like a black interior, black leather and aluminum trim. It's not my it's not my cup of tea. So in my opinion, it just felt like a big A3, but it's a nice car. A3 is a perfectly fine car, but when paying this much money, you expect a level of luxury that, at least in that combination, the Q7 I drove didn't deliver. So to sum up, why I bought the XC90. Firstly, for work, I needed a car with a lot of space, a lot of comfort, high ground clearance, four-wheel drive for crossing mountain passes and snowy weather in wintertime. I wanted something, yeah, comfortable, capable, and quiet and easy to drive. The XC90 has all those features that makes this car just fit that bill completely. And it has things like adaptive cruise control and adaptive lights and all sorts of things that makes driving easy and safe. Best of all, I think this is the car that drives the best in the class, that has the best balance between handling and comfort. I also think it's the car with the nicest interior, maybe tied with the Porsche Cayenne, and it's also exterior wise, I think it is the prettiest. Also maybe tied with the Porsche Cayenne. I really like the Porsche Cayenne, but I think it's more pretty than the X5, the Q7. It looks better than the current generation Range Rover Sport. Maybe the only car that I think tops this car is the Range Rover, the big one, long wheelbase. That's a really, really nice car. I'm not a fan of the new Bentayga. I haven't seen one in person. Of course, it has a Bentley interior which is just flawless and top-notch, but I think they really messed up the exterior on the Bentayga. So I think actually in descending order of all SUVs, we've got the Range Rover, the long wheelbase, and then we have maybe a G-Wagon. I really love the G-Wagons, especially the 4x4 2, and of course the 6x6, and ordinary G63 AMGs and 65 AMGs also. And then this is probably like in third place. So money considered, this is by far the best value proposition in this class also. So that's just a summation why I chose the XC90, why I like it. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, please click the like button below, and for more car content, please subscribe. Goodbye.